Saudi Arabia is building something so massive, so unbelievable, that when you first hear about it, your mind almost refuses to accept it as real. An airport so huge that it dwarfs the busiest airports we know today. A project so ambitious that it doesn't just break world records, it shatters them without looking back. And here's the shocking part. This is only one of 3 mega airports that Saudi Arabia is constructing at the exact same time. One next to the capital city, one in the middle of a silent desert, and one inside a futuristic city that barely even exists yet. By the time you reach the end of this video, you'll understand why Saudi Arabia is investing hundreds of billions of dollars into airports that look like something ripped straight out of a science fiction film, and whether this enormous gamble can transform the kingdom into the world's next tourism powerhouse. Right in the center of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia's financial heart, something extraordinary is rising from the sand. King Salman International Airport isn't being built to compete. It's being built to redefine what an airport even is. Imagine an aviation complex stretching across 57 square kilometers. That's almost 3 times the size of London Heathrow and nearly twice the size of Manhattan. And Heathrow, by the way, already handles more than 80 million passengers every year. But Saudi Arabia wants even more. By 2030, King Salman International is expected to host 120 million passengers annually. By 2050, that number explodes to 185 million, more than any airport in human history. Pause for a moment and let that sink in. The world's busiest airport today, Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson, manages around 100 million travelers per year. Saudi Arabia wants to nearly double that, and there's a reason behind this bold move. The kingdom is trying to reinvent itself, move away from oil, bring in tens of millions of tourists, and prepare the nation for the 2034 FIFA World Cup, the biggest event it has ever hosted. This airport isn't just big, it's rewriting every rule airports have followed for decades. With 6 parallel runways, more than any major airport on Earth, it will handle takeoffs and landings at a speed no other aviation hub can touch. Dallas-Fort Worth has 4. Chicago O'Hare has 8 runways in total, but not 6 perfectly parallel ones. King Salman International is rewriting the global aviation map. Its cargo capacity alone, 3.5 million tons per year, will turn Riyadh into a massive logistics powerhouse. And because the new airport is being built around the existing King Khalid International Airport, there will be no painful transition. One day the old airport will simply melt into the new one, becoming part of a project worth nearly $30 billion. Saudi Arabia wants this airport to feel like a futuristic oasis. Designed by the world-famous British firm Foster Plus Partners, the terminal will be filled with towering glass walls, sweeping curves, and huge indoor landscapes that look like gardens growing inside a sci-fi spaceship. Sunlight floods the halls. Passengers walk through green areas connected by something called the Wadi Loop, a chain of parks and walkways that link the airport to nearby developments. Everything is powered by clean energy, built to reach the highest sustainability certification on the planet, and engineered so travelers feel relaxed instead of overwhelmed. Construction began in early 2025, and new satellite images show runways taking shape, roads being carved into the sand, and massive foundations rising. In just a few years, Riyadh will welcome visitors into one of the most futuristic gateways on Earth. But if you think that's impressive, wait until you hear what Saudi Arabia is building in a place where almost nothing exists. Far out in a remote desert, far from any major city or even a large town, Saudi Arabia is building the Red Sea International Airport, a $237 million project sitting 90 kilometers south of Al-Waj, just 15 kilometers from the coastline. The strange part? There is no major population nearby, no city demanding air travel. So why build such a project here? Because this airport is not for a city, it's for a future kingdom within a kingdom. The Red Sea Global Project is Saudi Arabia's ultra-luxury tourism development, an untouched paradise of islands, coral reefs, crystal waters, and high-end resorts designed for the world's richest travelers. And if this place is going to be a paradise, it needs an entry point worthy of one. The Red Sea International Airport is shaped like a desert flower blooming in the sand. Each petal is a self-contained mini-terminal. That means almost zero walking, seamless arrivals and exits so fast that visitors feel like they're stepping into a private jet terminal designed only for them. At night, the glowing roof illuminates the desert, creating something that looks more like an art installation than an airport. Inside, there are private lounges, spas, restaurants, and a level of service that blurs the line between commercial travel and a VIP experience. Your luggage doesn't even travel with you. It's collected at your resort and delivered straight to your plane without you ever touching it. The airport handles 1 million passengers a year, small compared to Riyadh, but perfect for a luxury destination. There's even a smaller runway for seaplanes that will fly guests directly to islands and resorts scattered across the Red Sea. Everything runs on renewable energy. Smart cooling systems keep the terminal comfortable without wasting power. Natural ventilation and shading blend perfectly with the region's environment. As of early 2025, construction is almost done. Runways are paved, terminal structures are standing, access roads, electrical networks, and water systems are nearly ready. Satellite data shows a project approaching its final phase. Soon, travelers stepping off their planes here won't feel like they've landed at an airport. They'll feel like they've landed inside a luxury resort that starts the moment they touch the ground. And then there's NEOM, the most controversial, most talked about, most ambitious megaproject Saudi Arabia has ever attempted. A futuristic $500 billion city designed to redefine everything we know about urban life. A place with floating industrial zones, mountain resorts, island getaways, and a 170-kilometer-long vertical city called The Line. And of course, a city like NEOM needs something extraordinary to connect it to the rest of the world. That's why Saudi Arabia is building the NEOM International Airport. And even more insane, NEOM will have its own airline. Not partnered with, not operated by, but literally its own airline called NEOM Airlines. The new airport will sit near Sharma, close to the northern edge of the line. It's not the same as the current NEOM Bay Airport. It's a completely different hub that will eventually handle 25 million passengers a year, and later up to 50 million. Its runway stretches almost 3.8 kilometers, ready to host long-haul aircraft from around the globe. The design, created by Calbad Design Studio, connects directly into the line using high-speed transportation systems. Travelers could land at the airport and reach the center of the city in minutes without ever stepping outside. Inside the airport, nothing is normal. It will include art galleries, immersive museum-like experiences, climate-controlled environments, and exhibitions showing off NEOM's futuristic technologies. Imagine waiting for your flight while walking through a digital rainforest, or viewing a holographic presentation of the city's next megaproject. NEOM Airlines was supposed to launch by early 2025, but major budget cuts across NEOM delayed the plan. The airline will now start smaller, using leased aircraft upgraded with futuristic interiors. Later, from 2026 onward, it hopes to add electric, hydrogen, or even supersonic jets to match NEOM's goal of zero-emission travel. For now, travelers use the NEOM Bay Airport, but once NEOM International opens, the entire operation will shift there. The airline will connect millions directly to the line, Trojana's mountain resorts, Oxagon's floating industries, and Sindala's ultra-luxury island. Saudi Arabia is pouring unimaginable sums of money into airports that look less like airports and more like monuments to the future. Glass walls that stretch for kilometers, runways longer than small towns, terminals shaped like flowers blooming in the desert, renewable energy systems powering everything from air conditioning to lighting, luxury experiences crafted for the new era of global tourism. But behind all the stunning designs and world-breaking numbers lies one massive question. Can these airports truly help Saudi Arabia escape its oil-dependent past? Can tourism become the kingdom's new gold mine? The truth is, the world will find out soon. These airports aren't just buildings, they're bets, huge bets, on the idea that millions of people will want to see the Saudi Arabia of the future. And only time, and maybe your next plane ticket, will reveal if that gamble pays off.